You know, I was coming to the it will be good morning.
Yes.
And everybody just sits down. They say nothing. That was like saying, sit down. We have said, sit down instead of saying, good morning. And that became the tradition. Now, on Venus, I know how I've dealt with people like Widow, Mutina, Rito, Jalia. But I guess this is a Catholic course. So all protocols observed. And I'm looking forward to something very informal. Very informal. That's why I'm not prepared as a picture. I just wanted to see you. And let me tell you, when I started coming, I thought I would impress you by getting here in time, just to remind you that I have not lost my punctuality. But you know, I kept thinking about it. We are a prayerful community. The way we grew, and I kept asking myself, maybe what we should be praying for every morning is a few miracles. We pray for everything else, but we don't pray for miracles. I would have wanted a miracle to get out of the deadlock of traffic that I got into. In places you don't expect it. So I did some 10 kilometers in 2 hours. Wow. You see, maybe because it was not fit that I should impress you about punctuality. You know, they couldn't impress me. So I'm delighted to be with you, and as I said, even my getting here, the fact that I found you, even that late, that was an extra source of joy, because I could imagine how the day would end, you finish your whatever, and I didn't make it. So I'm very delighted to be with you. And let me say, I feel privileged that you thought that you elevate me and ask me to be guest speaker. Class of 1994. And if I think of all the classes that have passed through my hands at art, this is a very special one from class of 1994. Thank you very much. And I will live to remember this. Now, what should I say? Now, you know how we used to get to know you. You should have given me a chart. I put your names on where you should sit. And then I'll just be, I'll easily call out Kotonya. It's not because I know it, but because I can see where he's sitting. So, you haven't made it easier for me this afternoon. But what worries me is to know that even if I cannot call you by name, I know you can do no harm to me. Because of where we come from. Absolutely. Yes? And now you are no longer victims. You used to be my victims. And I was just telling him, no, it's telling that I used to know you. I used to know you. If you did anything, rampant, I would get to know who has done it. But I used to pretend I didn't know anybody. So, if I found it was fast, what's your school number? What's your name? But I know the character. I know. But somebody used to tell me that I should not get anybody to know that I know them. And I should not get some people to think that I know them and I don't know another one. You know, uniformity. Uniformity. And in the little material I will tell you, very easy. He found me in Karatina, and I asked, do you mean to tell me you come from around here? And before him there was someone in Gati, just found me. The Russians. And what I told him is, you know, they feel surprised that I don't know they came from Karatina. And it didn't bother me where you came from. As long as you are alliant, you are alliant. And so if you find that I don't know that you came from around here, that's the way it should have been. And the alliance community is tribeless. And I think that's something that Kenyans will be surprised to hear, that there is a group that is tribeless. And today, they are making a lot of national schools, you know, turning a lot of schools to national schools. And a lot of people don't know why they are doing it. They realized, or somebody has made them realize, that if you go to a national school, forget your training. And you know that. You can testify. This is the process of turning schools to national schools might go into healing, and that will change this country. But you see, you are the original, you are original part of that change. They are doing it because of what they have known of people who have gone to national schools. Now, when you talk about alliance, I don't know whether you are like me, because many times I find myself dreaming and waking up and thinking that when darkness goes, I'll find myself, you know, overlooking the lower field. You cannot drive it out. And I suppose you are here because you also undergo that sort of thing. That I has made you. You're happy with what it did. And I was very happy to listen to our friend there, cross country man.
Yes.
Yes. You know, you turn your head and you know you see people go into cross country. You turn your head and who do you see? So I'm delighted that there is that cohesion, that people, you know, classmates looking upon a classmate and not by passing, but throwing in a helping hand where that is needed. Because I think there are lots of people who sometimes won't come to this kind of country. You know, we tried the old boys thing, you know, for years on end. And I know one of the things that eats it down is people who think, how shall I arrive there? What will they think? What kind of wife shall I take around? Recognize me. You know what? Let me tell you, I call those petty feelings. Those are petty notions.
Absolutely.
Petty notions. And what you are doing, you are now exemplifying what the alliance should be. This kind of unity started with a year, you know, a class that you are, and it reminds you of various other teams, you know, like the Rio tribes in the lands, you know, the houses.
Yes.
The houses. Wilber Falls. Wow. I always start with Wilber Falls because that's where I belong. So you are lighting up a candle that other people should be guided with. Old boys of the Alliance High School, they are so stalwart. I don't think there is any, of course there is no other school. The older schools are schools like Nairobi School. But who are there in those days? They were the Griffins, they were Zungus. No African would have stepped in there. So the one school with a legacy that goes back to the primary years, 1926, the first secondary school for Africans, the Alliance High School. So when you talk of the old boys, starting from 1926, they're starving. And one of the mistakes we've been making is trying to think that we can gather them in one unit and get to do it. So what you are doing is very noble. And I think this is where we failed. And we used to organize cocktails, manner of things, but when people get there, you see some very strange faces. One occasion, you cannot get along. The ages are different. The compositions are different. And all manner of things are different. But when you talk of a class like this, you are talking about people who can relate so well. So this is the kind of thing you have now made a breakthrough. And because that other thing was never going to work, there is no question of saying we go back to it. Alliance should be seen now in these units. And I remember the first group that told me something about it, 1991. Can you imagine? The 90s. The 90s, this is where the revolution is. Because it was 1991. Nobody ever talked about class, team together. 1991. And just the other day, it was 1990. You see, the 91 came ahead of them. Now it's 1994. And I do know the kind of thing that you want to do today. They are unique. You are going one better. Starting off with the magazine. I've been told something like this. And you are also going to launch an investment company. Is that right? That's right. And I say, hongera.
Thank you.
And I've been thinking about some of these things, but I never told anybody, you can go and do this. But you see, they are now coming. Because one of the things I realized, for the years that I was principal in the Alliance High School, incidentally, you people, I think Walan is called me principal, isn't it? I was headmaster. And I'll tell you how the idea of principal came into our system. It came in when the then president promoted a number of people beyond the scale. I will not mention them, but the first ones were two ladies. When they went beyond the scale, the TSC now wonder, what do we call these people? So they still say, they are still in line. There was a very sharp guy called Mr. Kangani, and when you are from Alliance, before he was from Alliance, he thought and said, we must maintain the official title is headmaster or headmistress. We must maintain that. So we only you know, describe it. So this was now principal head. You see? Principal head. And it has gone on, and later on they even came something called chief principal head. I think by the time I left, I was chief principal head. What I find interesting is that I find people signing themselves chief principal head or chief principal. However, people drop the idea of head, and you can guess who are very keen to do that faster than the other. You know, the ladies didn't like to be called stress, you know. Had to be stress. So principal was better. They adopted principal and dropped the other. So I didn't insist on it, but I was going to say the years when I was headmaster of the Alliance Section, we battled with this idea of being together, all boys of the Alliance Section, doing this and that. And you even remember President Moy championing that notion at the Alliance Gala when he was, opening the buildings he had done. I said, I challenge the Alliance Section to do it for their school. They should not expect me to do it. And here is Dr. Mungai, line up here and line up your people. You people are big guys, you can do this. And sure enough, there are many big guys. But did they ever end up doing it? No, they did not. And I was looking at what goes on in the mind of an individual. And I used to see people come in and support the idea of voice. And anytime you call a meeting, he's the first to come. Do this, this fundraising. And the next thing you see is that he tells you he has a legal one. He wants to join the Alliance. Now, I had that weakness of wanting to follow the laid down procedures. So, if I did end up now helping this one, I will never see him at the meetings again. So, the human being, they like something they can get something out of. It's natural, isn't it? Yes. So, this idea that you can now come up with an investment company, you are defining it better, because what I always had in mind that I never told him was, is it possible that all the fraternity of the world can come up with one big investment company, or come up with one trading foundation, something which you can buy shares, and money is made by this body, at least, even if you get nothing else, even if you don't have a son to recognize, you can get a dividend. and a dividend in a company that, you have a sense of belonging. And as I say, I never told him. So when Ikina and me told me some of the things that they were planning to do, I did not tell them how good it is and so forth. I wanted to say it here. And I'm now saying to you, this is what Alliance activity. And even the other idea of the magazine. You see, we always talk about the school magazine. But, but we did not see another angle. And I'm sure you can now bring into to that magazine a lot more meaning to something that was always known at Alliance Section, but was just done as routine. And so I look upon this group to give us direction. We old boys, give us direction. You started it. Even by the way you have turned up, let me tell you, I never saw a bigger group. I don't know how you did it. I know you are looking at yourself and saying you have so many who didn't come, right? But now, comparing you with the other teams I've seen, this is the biggest number I saw over class. Are there people in 1993 who have they are all 1994.
Absolutely.
This is the biggest gathering over class that I ever saw. So you are in the front line, and I say I'm proud of you. This, you are defining something that we never did all these years, and we never knew where we were going. Now, in terms of, I know I was late, so I will not want to be talking the whole night. But in terms of the other things, we are gathered together. Just hearing what you have said. You remember, you people, whenever some of us would say, you know, when you are a doctor, when you are a professor, you thought we were joking. You even probably thought we didn't believe it. You see? But a teacher's joy is to see the people. What has become of the victims? The people like what the victims have become. And you know, it really wants me to know that we have so many important people, so many drivers of this society, even in one class, even in just one class of their lives. And I'm not very good at the IT, but I do sometimes inch my way to the social media and some of the things I see. Just feel proud. And I know I will see a lot more now with things like an investment company. You know, I saw one called, what is it called? Bushfire Investment Company. Yours is coming with another name.
Bush 94.
Well, I'll wait to see the one. But the other one, I tried to join without telling anybody. And the fascination is that the message will not go through. It's still blocked. But now that this one is forming when I'm here, I look for it. So, just a little update. I left Alliance after 2 years after you left. You are 94. I left 96. 96 May, I was standing in front of some less than 20 people, and I was not bother getting them to stand. When I walked in, and I had told my, we started this school with another colleague, with whom we went to Makerere and we go together for this years. And I had told him, if we walk into that place and one fellow comes in looking for school, we know, our hands are tied. That is a school. And a school is not a butcher. You cannot close it. Go away. So we are done. And so, one morning, a little girl came along and said, I'll come and join the school. And so, she was enrolled by the clerk. And I turned to my colleague and I said, so, that's where we've been for the last 20 years. A primary school. And I don't see anybody here who has taken advantage of it. Oh, is he?
Who's that?
Yes.
Not as a parent, but
his brothers.
Oh,
Yes, the chongo. He promised. Omido was around and he didn't look like he was up to any offspring. But I know where you take them when you get
He has them now. Come down that way.
But besides your class, there are many old boys who have brought their children to
Fantastic.
Brookfield. The school is called Brookfield, and incidentally, we did not copy. Brookfield you find in the US. Although in Karatina, everybody copies and then in the US. But we fell into the same pit because we had a small river, that's a brook, which meanders around the school, and we say now this brook, and then the field. Very few private schools have fields, so we must advertise this field. So it will be brook field. But those were 1995. Who knew the internet in Kenya? So when now we got into the internet, we found a big institution in the US called Brookfield.
Strangely, about 30-something Alliance High Schools in the US. You seen that?
In Texas?
Yeah.
That's the one I put on my resume. Alliance High School.
So I should not cry about it.
No.
So we are Brookfield Academy, and 3 years ago we came up with Brookfield High School. Brookfield High School has done its KCSE this year, first time, in 3 years, because those fellows who came, the ones that had courage to come in, desperados from, they came into form too.
Yeah.
So we've done our first cases. Unfortunately, at that time, when the exam was still they have hit the roof. But you know where we began?
Yes.
You 94 years.
Yes.
I have a special need. Special need. Do you know after you left, I was left into trouble. I was thrown into trouble.
I remember.
Some of you will not even read the papers. You have finished school, you don't know what to read. But the papers in 1995, they had Wagitu. Who even was locked up in the Central Police Station. Huh? You didn't read about that?
I didn't know. You read.
And you know why that happened? This is why it's interesting that the first year that I am doing my PCSE at my own school, there is so much leakage. And I've been telling those fellows, if you come across it, look the other way. Because you might do something for which you harm yourself later. This being looked at. And I remember the chairman confronting the deputy secretary of the exam council one day when we were trying to see them and fight this battle. And he asked him, "Did you go to school?" And the fellow said, "Yes, I went to school." "Where did you go to school?" "Oh, you know it." "Did you go to university?" "Yes, I did." "Where did you go to university?" I said, "Forget it." They told him, "Forget it. You cannot have been to Makerere, and you go locking up a whole principal like a bitch." It was fireworks. we fought until and you know what we were fighting? These fellows were only shielding the word leakage. That's why we're being made to suffer. And they did not rank the school. Reason? That the school allowed candidates to go into the exam room with materials. Yes, materials. Materials.
No leakage.
Big. And the school is not ranking because of that. And in any case, it was a lie. Nobody was allowed to go into the exam room with the materials. But the thing they were, suppressing, the word leakage. And there was no leakage. Because leakage points to who? To them. To them. So my fear this time is probably they'll come around and punish a lot of people. A lot of people for the wrong things. So as to hide the fact that they are leakages. But they are so rampant that one of the things I was saying in those battles, I was locked up because I was spilling a lot of things in the press. One of the things that I said about them is that why should we have a monopoly of an examining body in a country like Kenya? And I still say that today. And believe you me, before the Kenya National Exams Council, we had choices. You could sit the University of Cambridge, and you could sit later on the East African Examinations Council, and still you could sit the University of London and still go to university. And I remember somebody who had a son, Twaha. You remember Twaha? Twaha's father, Abdallah Beck, was a year ahead of me in Alliance. Now, he used to be quite a character. So was he feared that he might be thrown out before he sits the A-levels. So, what he did was, in January of the year he was in Form 6, he booked the exam. London used to have 2 exams in a year. One in January, the other one in June. But you could still get the results of June before September. Where September was the joining month for the universities. And so, he did the June, and he qualified, and in September he went into the university. His classmates found him in second year. You see, because they still hadn't done, the Cambridge was done once a year, and it was in November. So they were still to do it. So they found him a year ahead, and he wasn't the first one. Nobody going to do that. So, up to this point in our country, it is, I don't know what to call it, but to be depending on just one body, which, however atrocious it become, you have nowhere else to go. I think that is, it a big sense. And if we are looking for another body, even if we advertise, I'm sure some, or a group like you could just set up and say, we are not going to be the examining body. We are a syndicate. But already, we have examples of casting. Do we hear leakages? So if people are given choices, I'm sure in time, even the Kenya National Exams Council would shape up, because people would go to casting and leave them out. So even if our constitution does not support monopolies, does it? Today,
It's against the principles.
it's against monopolies. So here is where education has really retrogressed, and that's another area that I'm throwing, I'm throwing a challenge to you. You see, I was very impressed today, because whenever we would ask any one of you in school, or even say, can you raise up your hand and say you want to be a teacher? You will not see it. Birds of a feather. Yeah. He is teaching.
Yes.
He is teaching. Don't tell me Matundu is teaching. So now I am throwing a challenge because even now in IT there are many ways of educating people, and you people are engineers. You can come up with ways by which we could break this traditional leakages and board certificates and geocratic. And I was thinking about some 2 nights ago. I was saying, how is it we can be able to test a national test or an international test of discipline? Because if somebody passed a discipline test, that person will be educated. Behind that discipline, there will be a lot of education. And I think that's one area you cannot steal discipline. But that's just one way of looking at it. For you people, this is our field, and since you're now coming, bringing your strengths together, I can assure you there are so many things you can do, and you can uplift this country. Like I tell, maybe I didn't tell you this, but I tell the little ones, because they look little. I tell them, don't belittle yourselves. You are important. And the things you can do for humanity, not just the country, humanity, are so big. Now, how about you? With what you have. Those little fellows don't have anything. You, with what you have, you can do so much for humanity. And this is one way you have now brought it, bringing your strengths together. And with those very many remarks, can I say Ongera? And I wish you all the best. Don't leave behind. Don't leave me behind.